Ahoy, Homesteader family. Welcome back to the journey. Welcome to this edition of the Sunday Monday vlog. Welcome to the Lazy Homesteader channel. Totally didn't even shave. I know a lot of people don't shave this month, but I do. I just haven't got around to it. I was going to hop in the tub. Didn't have enough time. Got home a little bit late tonight. As we all know, daylight saving time happened. It gets darker now, earlier. Which sucks because that means I got to wake up early, and we know I don't like waking up early. But I need to get stuff done. So I didn't do the Sunday Monday vlog yesterday on Sunday due to the fact that I didn't get done until almost 7 o'clock last night. And by the time I was settled down, didn't even get settled down by 7 o'clock. Had to get in tub just like I need to get in tub after the Sunday Monday vlog right now. But yesterday I was cleaning up. You can see in the picture, that's the Homesteader family area that they were on before they left. So I just spent the last several days cleaning that up. I've got a trailer load of trash I got to take to the dump. They left me some wonderful presents like a barrel full of diapers. And yeah, that was fun. So got that cleaned up. I didn't go out. Well, I did go out to Marshall House with Steve. Just to check on it. Talked to the neighbor next door. She's a sweetheart. That had more land, I would move out there. Just because she's a real sweetheart neighbor. And it does got beautiful views off of the back. Needs new house. Needs more land. But to have electric and water and everything else, yeah. But yeah, so got the Homesteader family area cleaned up. I got signs put up. I've already had a bunch of interest in it. Thought I had people that were going to purchase it. So I told a bunch of people that it most likely is sold. And they haven't heard back from people. So we know how that goes. People on their word today doesn't mean too much. I also had a call today for the Marshall House. Never got called back on that. It is what it is. That's how things are. So, still have all the properties. Still don't have any income from the properties. Still trying to struggle my way through what I want to do. However, the beautiful thing that has happened was we got beautiful weather again. It's not cold anymore. Matter of fact, today was 84 degrees. So, with it being so hot again, I didn't want to do any type of labor stuff. So, I wire tied the fencing along Gregory Lane. I started the fencing. We all saw, I don't know if I showed or not, but along Gregory Lane, I've done a bunch of fencing. I haven't stretched the fencing, and it's not wire tied to the T-post. So, I got almost 100 feet complete today. I'm going to go over, do more tomorrow on the fencing. But like I said, my time has been laundry here, blowing leaves in the yard, cleaning up the Homesteader property with the trash and getting that stuff hauled off. I still got a little bit of trash left in the rental house in Marshall. So when I go to take the trash in my trailer to the dump, I'll pick up the last little bit of trash from the Marshall house. However, because I don't have any money coming in and because I haven't sold anything yet, I don't want to put it on credit cards. So I'm trying to cut back on my spending. So I'm going to let it sit back for a little bit. It can sit in my trailer. It's not going to do anything. It's trash. It's not going to get any worse. May smell. It is what it is. I was actually just watching a thing on YouTube. I was listening to it while I was eating. I made corned beef and cabbage with potatoes and carrots and fresh basil and fresh rosemary, fresh oregano. It tastes so good. Onions, everything. But while I was eating, when I came home, I was listening to news. And I don't know if you know this or if anybody else heard this, but I am now low income. So now for 2023, If you don't make $43,500, you are now in low income, below the poverty line. You're no longer middle class. So for a couple years since 2018, I've been middle class, and now poverty. So overnight, everything changes, and that makes you think about the topic that I'm going to get into tonight, and that is we're living in a different world, a different place, different time. Everything has changed. And I'm kind of curious because I'm not sure how things are going to happen, what things will happen, won't happen. We did the whole conspiracy theories last weekend. But I am kind of curious because, you got preppers, doomsday preppers, people think end the world's coming, all that type of stuff. We see a lot of things happening around the world right now. Wars all over the place. But I want to get into family, what my great-grandfather used to talk about. We all heard, I've said it plenty of times, change is 90% bad, 10% good. For those of you that watch Disney and have seen the movie Nemo, Finding Nemo, will know what I'm about ready to talk about. So there's a purple fish story with real bad memory. And in it, she's like, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Well, I was at Walmart. And this goes to what my great-grandfather said, change is not good. I'm in Walmart, and the times are changing. This guy, early, mid-20s, comes flying around the corner and hits an old lady's shopping cart. And then wigs out and yells at her for not paying attention where she's going. And I was Dory for a moment. I'm like, just keep moving, because otherwise I'd be going to jail. I know I've seen plenty of YouTube channels talk about it, but I've never just seen it blatantly where there's no respect for your elders anymore. In their time, people have respect for their elders. I'm seeing it more and more, hearing about it more and more, and to see that where the young kid's at fault and then wants to sit and holler and scream at the old person. And then I would say, it's going to make me look bad too. I would say, back in my great-grandparents' time, if something like that happened, somebody was disrespecting the elder, somebody should have stepped in and taken care of it. However, I did not step in either. Why? Because we're living in a different time. You can't just school somebody. Now you go to jail for the stupidest things. People can go and rob convenience stores and grab clothing off of Walmart shelves, and they don't go to jail, or they go to jail and get released. And somebody that would step in like that and school the kid that's yelling and screaming and cussing at this old lady would go to jail and probably end up getting 5 to 10 years, if not maybe life in prison, the way society's going. And that's why we're in society. We're no longer a community. We changed from community to society. At 90% bad, only 10% good. We also got to look around the world, all the different wars going on. I remember back in their generations, whether, not to talk political or conspiracy theories or any of that this week, but if you look back then, if there was a humanitarian crisis where people were just purposely hurting innocent people, countries like the USA would step in, and Europe and things like that, And stop that. We're watching every day innocent people disappearing from this planet at a very, very rapid rate. Pace, rate, whatever you want to call it. And the morals are disappearing. That's part of the changing of time, different world we're living in, different time we're living in, different place we're living in. Everything's changing. And the sad part is the younger generations don't know what good used to be. Because me being a millennial, I only had that for the first about 15 years of my life. Maybe up to 18 years, not even up to 18 years of my life. And you saw everything rapidly start deteriorating. So for future generations, from the younger generations, when they start to populate this world, they don't know what to instill because it wasn't instilled in them, because some millennials and Gen Xers and baby boomers didn't instill what they should have instilled. We're letting bad, we're letting evil, whatever you want to call it, take over this world. And we're letting innocence disappear. We're letting younger generations get away with disrespect and vandalism and theft, raping, robbing, stealing, pillaging, murdering, killing, whatever you want to call it. We're letting corporations continue to increase and increase and increase food prices. Now remember, we all are on this planet. And we all know the planet was created for free. But yet, a very select few get to continue just stealing paper money, which is monopoly money, in all due respect, in all due reality. It's not real money. But these are things we got to start thinking about, and that's where I'm kind of curious where things are going to go. Are we a foldable generation where we just fold under any type of pressure? Is there going to be a civil collapse like the Roman Empire? Is it going to be like the Founding Fathers with the 1776 type thing going off? Or are things just going to get worse and worse? Houses continue skyrocketing, even though they're saying there's a mortgage crisis. You look at different major corporations, they're buying up all the houses, so all you can do is rent. Rent is raised higher than mortgages, and then mortgage interest rates are raised higher. It's just a vicious cycle. And now we're going into winter where people are going to get a little bit of job help for the holidays. And then we all know January, February, March is when retail kills all the jobs. And we know people are struggling as it is already. The times we're getting ready to go into, I've had a couple people ask me about the food crisis, because I said for almost 2 years, I thought November this year, we would see food shortages. And why we're not seeing food shortages, because now we're into November. In my mind, I think there still is a food shortage coming. I think we would have probably hit it this month, November of 2023. However, you got to also look at what happened in the last 3 months prior to getting to November. We've had restaurants like KFC. I can't remember the others now. The couple different chicken chains that are doing the fake chicken. We got all the fake meat. If you look at almost everything now at the grocery stores, read the label. It's all bioengineered ingredients. So let's take KFC as an example. Say they buy 1,000 pounds of chicken a day. Well, if they're using fake meat now, then that's 1,000 pounds of chicken a day going to the grocery store. And that's just KFC. That doesn't include all the other restaurants that are going to the fake meat. So if they still were buying the real chicken and we didn't have the bioengineered stuff, would there be a food shortage right now? I don't know. I think there might be. Like I said, I had that feeling for 2 years. I talked about it. There's not a food shortage right now, but then again, we're not eating real food anymore. That's another thing. Different time, different world, different place we're living in. We got to start thinking about what we want to decide to do. But most likely, we're becoming a foldable society. Because are we upset, up in arms, boycotting all the bioengineered food? No. Why? Because to buy real food now is too expensive. We don't have the money. What's everybody doing? They're buying from Temu, the Chinese place, giving all their money to China. They're going to Amazon and buying cheap stuff on Amazon that's made in China, in Taiwan, and all the other places, Philippines, stuff like that. It's all about cheap now. Everybody's folding. Nobody is sticking up for the old ways, buying cast iron that lasts and food that's healthy and sustainable things that aren't all these plastics and chemicals and everything else. But because it's cheap, and people already have enough stress of, I don't know if I'm going to have a job. I don't know if I can make my payments. I don't know if I can afford a house. I don't know if I can afford groceries or my light bill or my sewer bill or my trash bill, car insurance or cell phone. We're getting to a point that a lot of people are going to be in a tight spot. And like I said, with the disrespect of the younger generation for the older generation, I know I haze boomers, but I got my boomers that haze me. But I'm talking about something totally different where you see these young 15, 16-year-olds before they're even adult age doing carjackings and robberies, and on Patrol Live how they knock over employees and stuff like that at Home Depot, and go into malls and just grab armfuls of clothes and walk out or bust out windows of all the different shops. There's just, the moral standing is disappearing. The families are disappearing. And I think that's the one thing that society wanted. Society didn't want a cohesive family that had Sunday dinners, that talked about their day, that worked their issues out. A family that had at least a mom or a dad or both, depending, prior to the 90s when divorces went crazy, where you would have parents to teach you what was right, what was wrong, to say please, to say thank you, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. None of that is around anymore. But yet we believe we're the smartest we've ever been. We're the most advanced we've ever been. Technology is not the way. Society is not the way. Folding is not the way. Why do we keep folding? Because we're being bred into a folding society. We're being bred not to rebel. We're being bred not to fight back. We're being bred to do what they want. Consumerism. Spend all your money buying cheap stuff that doesn't mean anything on a planet that's created for free. that all that money and wealth is only going to a select few, and it's passing us all by. Like I said, I was supposedly middle class for the last couple years, and now I'm below the poverty line because of their new numbers. And we all know any of the government numbers are way off on what they are. Or like the senior citizens that are getting the cost of living adjustment this year, it's only 3.4 or 3.7% for inflation, but yet everything is still rising in cost. Vehicles are still $40, $50, $60, $70,000. A new pickup truck, $70,000, $80,000, $90,000. Is that 3% increase in inflation? No. Medication for the elderly going up, medical care going up, housing going up, rent going up, electric bill, water bill going up, cell phones going up. My internet just said they're raising it another $5. Nothing's getting cheaper. What are we going to do as a society, because we don't have community roots anymore, when 90% of the people can't survive? Are we going to stand up like previous generations and make things right again? Are we going to fold and just join the tent cities along the highways? Or are we just going to move into a population center and let daddy government take care of us? It's going to be different times. We're already in different times. To wonder how things are going to go. Not sure where things are going to go. Not sure how people are going to make out. But I highly recommend you start talking to your friends, talking to family, talking to neighbors. Get an idea together. Get a plan together. Get good people around you. People that don't have morals, let them go somewhere else. Let them lose their house next door to you and hope that you get neighbors with some morals. Work on community gardens if you can. If you have some land, if you have some pots, if you have anything, try to garden this next spring. Try to grow something that's real. Not all this bioengineered ingredients that are being put in everything. All the appeal that's being sprayed on the vegetables now that is a highly toxic chemical. All the pesticides and herbicides that are sprayed on all the vegetables and fruits and herbs in the grocery store. Why are animals disappearing? Why is life on this planet disappearing? Because we spray everything. We spray everything with chemicals, with toxins. We want to eradicate everything. Just like bugs. We think all bugs are bad. We think spiders are bad. We think snakes are bad. We think this is bad. And that goes right back to last week when I was talking about the Lorax. Where the new Lorax, the new Dr. Seuss Lorax that came out, they're living in a plastic city. Plastic trees, plastic grass, LED lights on batteries. You got to buy bottled oxygen. Because leaves on the driveway are no good. Leaves blowing across your yard are no good. Bugs are no good. If we continue going this direction, it's not just going to be a different time, different place that we're living in. It's going to be the end of everything. So try to get out there, try to homestead, try to garden, try to do something productive to keep life on this planet, some type of nature, whether it's a field mouse or a honeybee or a spider or a snake. It's called an ecosystem for a reason. It's not just plastic and chemicals to make the world go around. You got to have ecosystems. If we eradicate everything, everything disappears. You eradicate something at the bottom of the food chain, everything going up the food chain disappears. We got to get back to thinking about each other. We got to start thinking about this world. We got to start thinking about getting back to communities, not worrying about what people's social credit score is on TikTok and Facebook and everything else, and things that don't matter, who you voted for, who you believe in, what color you like, what flowers you like, whether you have gas car or electric car. It shouldn't matter. We all should be working together in an ecosystem that makes the world go around and around. Not much more than that for you guys on this episode. But I am. After Walmart, like I said last night, going grocery shopping, seeing that happen, seeing an innocent old lady being screamed at because the kid wanted to come flying around the corner, not paying attention, in a rush or whatever. And it's sad that we're at the point where you can't even step in and do something because the fear of being in prison for doing something right. Because that's the time we're living in. You do something right, you go to jail. You do something wrong, you get set free. We need to bring morals back. We need to bring the soul back. We need to bring intelligence back. We need to bring community back. So I hope everybody does something. Like I said, homestead, garden, something this upcoming year. Build a birdhouse. Build a bat house. Build a leaf pile, brush pile, something to give nature a little something to cling on to with all the concrete and asphalt that's taken over this planet. With that, I hope everybody has a great upcoming week. This upcoming week, I'm going to be fencing because it's hot. It's in the 80s, 84 today. When it starts cooling down, I believe this upcoming weekend, it starts to cool a little bit. I'm going to try to start clearing some brush. Not sure exactly what else I'm going to do. I think it's just going to be fencing. Fencing and clearing some brush, moving some brush piles. I do still need to edit videos, I know. It's just not my top priority. We're going to see where things go. But that's basically all I have for this week. I'll try to get some shorts. I know everybody's been asking for some animal videos because I haven't done a bunch of animal videos in a while, showing all the animals, seeing how the animals are doing. I know I don't film them as much as I used to because I got a million irons in the fire between cleaning the Marshall house, cleaning the Homesteader mess up, working on my homestead myself, working on this place, keeping this place vacuumed and clean with the dogs, the yard blown with leaves, dog poop picked up, laundry, baths, dishes, everything else. So with that, like always, live happy, live free. That's the only way to be. Don't let this video get you guys down. Don't forget to smile. Don't forget life can be a lot better. Be that better change. Make somebody smile. Give out a hug. Wave. If you live in a little neighborhood, wave to people. Even if you're the crazy person waving just might brighten somebody's day. Or wave and smile. If you see somebody struggling at the store trying to reach for something that's in a wheelchair or old or on crutches or something like that, help them out. You see somebody with flat tire, help them out. I know we're not in the old days and people do things to rob you and things like that. Use common sense. I know that's gone too. But try to be a positive on this planet. Otherwise, your time here is just wasted. Nobody, Look how many millions and billions and trillions, quadrillions of people been on this planet, and only some people ever made a difference. Whether we know them or not, those different communities talked about that person when they disappeared because they were such a positivity, just like Robin Williams. So enjoy your week. I'll talk to you guys later. Christmas is coming, my favorite. We all know I got my lights up. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great week. Thanks for tuning in.